Good morning everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It's time for another vinyl haul video. Now last time I did one of these videos I said, so I bought an awful lot of records. Well, it turns out that wasn't an awful lot of records. This is an awful lot of records, and I'm going to be going through these with you today in the same fashion that I did before. I'll talk about the band and why I like them, and mention a couple of favourite tracks if you wanted to check any of them out. Also, in amongst this is the most expensive vinyl I've ever bought, so that was fun. I've spent like 500 quid recently on vinyl. It's getting out of control. I suppose money only has value when it gets spent, which is exactly what everyone who is perpetually broke says. So let's get started. The first band is a band I'm sure loads of you know. They're called the 1975. Their most recent album, I Like It When You Sleep For You Are So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It. That was the first LP I got. I got the Amazon exclusive version, so it's on white vinyl instead of clear vinyl. As I said, I'm sure lots of you already know who they are, so I don't really need to go into that much detail, but they're fantastic, experimental. I actually think they're groundbreaking to an extent as well. They're very self-aware, it's all really tongue-in-cheek, lyrically really interesting, and just fantastic band. Favorite track on that album is Somebody Else at the moment, but I'm constantly changing my mind. Then I got their debut self-titled LP. I've been listening to this for like 2 years. I like every song on it, but if I had to pick like a few favorites, I'd probably say Money, Sex, Heart Out, Robbers, Menswear is amazing, and Pressure's really good. In addition to that, I also got 3 of their EPs. I got Music for Cars, 4, I don't know if it's supposed to be IV or 4 because I assumed it was a Roman numeral, so 4 IV, I don't know, whatever. And Sex. Me is my favourite track on Music for Cars, Falling For You is my favourite track on 4, and on Sex, I don't know, probably Undo. Right, moving on. So I got 3 records that I have not listened to, and I don't know much about them except for one of them, which is Girl by Pharrell. Everyone knows who he is. It cost £1. I quite like Pharrell's music, it's alright. Astronomy, There For Us EP. Again, I have no clue what this sounds like. I don't know what the band are like, and I should really listen to it, but I've been really busy with uni work, so I will listen to that and I'll let you all know what I think when I do. And The Church, Further Deeper. Again, no clue what the band even sound like, but I got their records and I really hope that I will enjoy it. I'm sure I will. Next, I've got a must-have for any record collector. Dummy by Portishead. Iconic album, fantastic trip-hop band based in Bristol. This is just awesome. I don't really need to talk that much about it because a lot of people will probably know who they are. Favorite track on this is Roads. Next, we've got something quite special. Angels and Airwaves, Love Albums, Parts 1 and 2, and this is a box set. So it's got both of the albums in there, and each one is a double LP pressed on like bright pink vinyl, and side D of Love Part 2 has got like an etching of a spaceman on it that you can see like when you spin it. I've always liked Angels and Airwaves. I think they do a really good job of creating atmosphere and getting across the sort of imagery that they obviously want to portray, like, you know, space rock. On Love Part 1, my 2 favourite tracks are Epic Holiday and The Moon Atomic. And on Love Part 2, Surrender's probably my favourite track. I'm not as much of a fan of Part 2 as I am of Part 1. Part 1 is really, really good. Next, we've got The Campfire Head Phase by Boards of Canada. Boards of Canada are, I think, a duo from Scotland, and they make really ambient, electronic, experimental music, and this album is definitely my favourite of theirs, although I haven't listened to the one that they just recently released, so I'll be really interested to hear that when it comes out. Favourite tracks on this are definitely Peacock Tail, Diven Cowboy, I don't know how to pronounce it, Daven Cowboy, and Sherbet Head. Next, we've got Unguarded by Ray Morris. It's her debut album. A friend of mine introduced me to her a few years ago, and her music is just, it's so good. It's kind of like alternative indie piano pop. Favourite tracks on this are Skin and Cold. Cold is so good. Next, we've got The Sound of Arvo Parr. If you don't know who Arvo Parr is, he's a sort of neoclassical 21st century minimalist composer, but he's not like super minimalist. I just always really liked his music. I didn't think it would be on vinyl, so when I saw it, I thought, just got to do it. And my favourite track on this is definitely Cantus in Memoriam Benjamin Britten, which I saw live at the Birmingham Symphony Hall, I think, a few years ago, and it's a magical piece of music. Right, next we've got Death Cab for Cutie, Narrow Stairs. I've already got most of Death Cab for Cutie's discography on vinyl. This was the only one that I didn't have, and obviously I just wanted to like complete my collection. Favorite tracks on this are definitely The Ice Is Getting Thinner and I Will Possess Your Heart. The build up in I Will Possess Your Heart is just amazing. Only 2 more now left in the band section. So we've got Float by Peter Broderick. Listened to this for years. Piano, ambient, slightly experimental music, really just absolutely beautiful. It's all instrumental as well, and he's just a fantastic composer. Definitely check that out if you want some really melancholy, sad piano vibes. And then we've got Man Without Country, Maximum Entropy. A friend of mine at work introduced me to this band. They're a local band from Wales, and they make sort of indie electro synth pop. really nice production, really dreamy, atmospheric, so definitely check them out. I haven't listened to this all the way through yet, so I can't really recommend anything, but just YouTube them if you're interested, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed by what you hear. Right, onto film scores. I'm so sorry that I'm talking so quickly, I just don't want my camera to run out of memory. First one is The Imitation Game score by Alexandre Desplat. I absolutely love this piece of music. It's one of my favourite current film scores. It's just beautiful. I'm sure lots of you have seen the film, and I really think that the music massively emphasised the emotional impact of the film for me anyway, so definitely give that a listen. I got the Interstellar score by Hans Zimmer, another one of my favourite scores of last year. This is absolutely fantastic and the production on it is incredible, and what I love most about this is his use of the organ, the pipe organ on this. It was such a clever idea and it comes across so well when you watch the film and when you just listen to the music. I got the Once soundtrack. This is a really cute, low budget indie film with lots of little musical numbers in it, and it's just really nice. I highly recommend that anyone check this out. Obviously, favourite track on this is Falling Slowly, so if you want to check out one song from the film, check that one out. Next, the Garden State soundtrack on vinyl. This is an immensely important film for me. Part of the reason for that is the soundtrack, which was excellently put together by Zach Braff. Favourite tracks on this are it's going to run out of battery. I'll be back. Right, I'm back. As I was saying, Garden State, amazing film, amazing soundtrack. Favourite tracks on this are definitely I Just Don't Think I'll Ever Get Over You by Colin Hay. That's a really amazing song. Blue Eyes by Carey Brothers, and Let Go by Fro. Imogen Heap is the lead singer of that band, so it sounds really nice. I also really like the cover of Such Great Heights by Iron and Wine, which is a Postal Service song originally. It gives a really interesting, super introspective, soft acoustic take on the song, because the song itself is quite electronic-y, the original anyway. So yeah, I really like that. Watch the film and listen to the music in it, it's amazing. Right, one more LP to show you. This is the most expensive record I've ever bought. In the grand scheme of expensive records, it's not very expensive. It cost me £75, which is a lot of money considering it's just a film score, and it's just one film score, it's not a box set or anything. But what it is the score for Dances with Wolves by John Barry. The reason that this costs so much is because it is a limited edition reissue of the music, remastered from the original master tapes. So it's not like the music was in a digital library and was etched into the vinyl from that digital format. This is from the original master tapes, 180 gram, double LP, limited edition, 45 RPM. So in a nutshell, it sounds fucking beautiful. It's one of my favourite films of all time. It's one of my favourite scores of all time. And I just couldn't surpass the opportunity to pick up one of these. There weren't any inserts. I was kind of expecting this to have a booklet or something inside it, because a lot of records I've bought in the past do, and it costs 75 fucking quid, so I would kind of expect it to. But I guess the main point of something like this is the music, and it's absolutely beautiful. So please give that a listen. Oh I just remembered, I've actually got a few more. I'm gonna go get them. I'll be right back. That was embarrassing. Right, 5 more records. I'll do this as quickly as I can because I don't want this video to be over 10 minutes. High Violet by The National. The National are one of my favourite bands. Fantastic, critically acclaimed, well-regarded indie rock band. You should definitely check them out. High Violet is awesome, and it's got that track England on it, which everyone knows. Beneath the Skin by Of Monsters and Men. I like Of Monsters and Men. I've never been that into it. I feel like their music is, to be honest, slightly samey, but it's nice, inoffensive music to have on in the background. Favourite tracks on this are Human and We Sink. Next is a hugely important record for me. I had to get it. It's the Into the Wild soundtrack. Now, this is one of my favourite films. Awesome. It's by Eddie Vedder, who's the Pearl Jam lead singer. Great music, really good vibes on it. Also, unlike the Dances with the Wolves album, this soundtrack actually came with a really nice booklet. There's a letter from Sean Penn on the first page. Each double page spread have got the lyrics to a song as well as a great big picture that goes across like that. It's just beautiful. And I was so happy to just see this in there and look through it because it really is one of my favourite films of all time. And I highly recommend that you check it out if you haven't already. Right, these really are the last two, both by the same artist. Chiasmus. I've got Swept EP, and then this is their self-titled debut album. Now, Chiasmus is a duo of Olafur Arnalds, who is a very well-known, prolific composer who worked on the Broadchurch soundtrack as well as releasing loads of music. I do actually have 2 of his records on vinyl as well. I've got For Now I Am Winter, and I've got Living Room songs and Found songs as well, which are little 10-inch things. And this is him in partnership with a guy called Janus Rasmussen. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea. I think they're both from Iceland, but I'm not sure, so please correct me if I got that pronunciation wrong and you know what the correct one is. And these two records have got the music that they made when they paired up. It's sort of ambient techno with a lot of piano and pads. It's all about really slow builds. And part of the reason that I really like listening to things like techno and ambient techno and deep house, it's the atmosphere that's created. You get a lot of people that criticize music like this, saying that, oh, it's boring, it's just one beat all the way through, anyone could do that. But they're completely missing the point. If you're looking for harmonically and melodically complex musical compositions, then don't listen to techno house, because that's not what the music is trying to do. It's about creating a soundscape and allowing yourself to get lost in these really long, drawn out mixes and feel the builds and the swells. And Chiasmus have done that so well, and it's just such an amazing experience listening to these two on vinyl. My favourite track from the Swept EP is Swept, and my favourite track from the album is Looped. That being said, with this kind of music, it's better not to really think about the names of the tracks and separate it and just put it on and let it play through, because the whole thing works together. That's the idea of it. That's where the sort of the sense of atmosphere comes from. Anyway, that is genuinely it. If you're still watching this now, then nice one. Thank you very much. I'm going to try and get this video under 10 minutes when I edit it. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you look up any of the artists that I've shown you and you like them, then that's fantastic. That's kind of the purpose of them. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you all very soon.